a retail game changer from Binance Japan. The new Binance Japan card launches with an industry-leading 1.6% reward in BNB. Meanwhile, a political flash war begins. Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi dissolved parliament for a snap election on February 8. While not a blockchain event itself, the election will determine the stability of the government tasked with passing Japan's major digital asset reforms. And finally, Japanese-led Alpaca hits unicorn status, dominating the global market for tokenized US stocks. The convergence of aggressive fiscal policy and institutional innovation is defining the start of 2026. Let's dive in. Welcome to Japan Digital Asset Weekly, episode 67. I'm Keisuke, CEO of Wakyodo and venture partner at Onigiri Capital. First, a major update on the retail front. On January 13, Binance Japan officially launched the Binance Japan card. For context, Binance, the world's largest exchange, re-entered the Japanese market in 2023 by acquiring a locally licensed exchange. Since then, they have focused on compliance and integration, even partnering with PayPay, Japan's dominant QR code payment app, late last year. The new Binance Japan card is a credit card that rewards users with 1.6% in build-unbuild, the native token of the BNB chain. This is a bold move. Most Japanese credit cards offer around 1% in loyalty points. By offering 1.6% in a digital asset, Binance is targeting Japan's point-obsessed culture to drive mass adoption. Until now, global crypto cards from players like Crypto.com or Bybit weren't legally available to Japanese residents. Binance Japan is using its hard-won local license to bridge the gap between daily shopping and the digital asset economy. Moving to the political stage, which sets the macro backdrop for our industry. On January 23rd, Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi announced the dissolution of the House of Representatives. To those new to the show, you might wonder why we cover elections. The reason is simple. Policy requires a mandate. The Takaichi administration has been a vocal supporter of aggressive economic growth. By calling a snap election with a 70% approval rating, she's looking to secure a supermajority that will allow her to push through her legislative agenda without friction. This matters because the finalization of the 20% tax reform and the transition to the Financial Instrument and Exchange Act for crypto oversight are scheduled for 2026. A stable government means these reforms, which we've discussed in previous episodes, are more likely to stay on track. The markets have already dubbed this the Takaichi Trade. The Nikkei 225 had surged past 54,000 to record highs. While this volatility is fueled by fiscal expectations and the weak yen, it creates a risky environment where alternative assets like Bitcoin often see increased interest as a hedge or growth play. Alpaca is the plumbing behind global finance. They provide the API and infrastructure for banks and fintechs to offer stock and crypto trading. Crucially, they have become the world leader in tokenization, the process of putting traditional assets like US stocks onto a blockchain. As of the end of 2025, Alpaca holds a staggering 94% global market share in the custody of tokenized US equities. With backing from giants like MFG, Citadel, and Kraken, Alpaca is providing that the future of global investing is a digital native, 24/7 blockchain infrastructure. At Wakyodo, we believe it's crucial to distinguish between technology and the environment. The dissolution of parliament has nothing to do with blockchain code, but it has everything to do with the regulatory infrastructure. Digital assets do not exist in the vacuum. They thrive in environments of fiscal clarity and strong leadership. The Takaichi Trade shows that the market is betting on the Japan that is finally moving away from stagnation. For global projects, this means that the 2026 to 2027 roadmap for Japan, including tax cuts and institutional entries, is now tied to this election's outcome. If Takaichi wins big, we expect the green light for the final stages of professionalizing the Japanese digital asset market. We're watching this closely because a stable political mandate is the foundation upon which all our technical and financial innovations are built. That's all for episode 67 of Japan Digital Asset Weekly. If you found this episode helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. At Wakyodo, we bridge the gap between global innovation and the Japanese digital asset market. Thanks for watching and see you next Monday.